One.
At this time, I'll call the meeting to order for the Dickinson County Commission, August 15th, 2024. Would you please stand and join in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today, I'll be presiding over the meeting, and Ron Roller is here, and Craig Chamberlain is away at another appointment today. The first item we have is the approval of the agenda, and I did not show there's no additions to the agenda, so I would move that we approve the agenda as printed.
And I'll second it.
We have the motion. We have the second for approval of the agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The consent agenda includes the minutes of the August 8th meeting, also payroll of $396,456.02, and then utilities of a wire payment of $9,828.64.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it. We have the motion and the second for approval of the consent agenda. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Commission comments, Ron.
Just want to make a comment briefly here. Some information was given to us by Janelle this morning about an organization, K-Works, that inspects the facility here. They went through a complete inspection. This is about a 32-page article here of things that went through being inspected. And I'm so proud of the employees of Dickinson County here. Passed everything, safety-wise, everything's in compliance. And that's a remarkable feat for an organization this size. 145
employees
doing that, Janelle. So that's just something that needs to be spoke of, and they're looking after us, looking after all of us. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for giving that information to us.
Okay. And I do not have anything, so we will go on to the next item. This is a presentation of petitions or proclamations. We do have the Hope's Lions Club is having their 100th anniversary. And I believe you're here to read that proclamation. And if you would please step to the podium and introduce yourself and read the proclamation, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. My name is Tom Larson. As I mentioned earlier, I live 2 miles south of Dillon. I am the immediate past president of the Hope Lions Club. And I would like to invite all of you to the Hope Heritage Festival on September 7th, Saturday. 5 to 7 p.m. is the Hope Lions Club hog and turkey roast. It's good, and we have homemade sides. So
Oh, wow.
that doesn't draw you in. I don't know what will. But thank you for your time and putting this in the record. You ready for me?
Yes.
Okay. Whereas the Hope Lions Club is a service organization composed of community volunteers, and whereas the Hope Lions Club carries out the Lions model of we serve in the Hope community, and whereas the Hope Lions Club is part of Lions International with 1.4 million members around the globe serving their communities, and whereas the Hope Lions Club will celebrate 100 years of service during the Hope Heritage Festival on September 7th. By being Grand Marshal of the Hope Heritage Festival Parade and by holding the annual hog and turkey roast. And whereas the Hope Lions Club looks forward to another 100 prosperous years of serving the Hope community. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of Dickinson County, do hereby proclaim September 1st through 7th, 2024 as Hope Lions Club 100th Anniversary Week and encourage all of our citizens to recognize the Hope Lions Club for their continued service to the Hope community, dated this 15th day of August, 2024.
Okay. Well, thank you for reading that. And I will make the motion that we do sign this proclamation for the Hope Lions 100th Anniversary Week.
And I'll second that motion.
We have the motion and the second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I appreciate you coming up here and reading it. And so about how many people are in your Hope Lions Club?
We have 15 members right now.
Okay,
Number is going to go up. We have some prospects and it's going to increase because I'm the membership chairman. So
oh, good.
I've been in Lions for 20 years, so
Okay,
I can get members. So I think it's important. I mentioned earlier, we need more people in Hope. And a group like the Lions Club, it's a community, it gets people in the community together. And I think as towns shrink, a lot of people lose that sense of community. So any nonprofit, churches, schools, service clubs, volunteer firefighters, we all need to support them because that gets a sense of community and that's how we get more people out here.
mhm,
And before I leave, I do want to say one thing. This is a little off the subject. I've lived here 2 years. I moved back and I have been very impressed with Dickinson County. When I call the courthouse, people actually answer the phone. And that is so rare in today's world. And I appreciate that so much. I've got a good road, Key Road. When it snows, it gets plowed. And I'm just so thankful I don't live in Marion County. They don't have that. And I'm 4 miles from Marion County. So I appreciate everything you guys do. You're doing a good job.
That is nice to hear. Thank you.
So you're welcome.
So,
well, thank you for your comments and congratulations on this anniversary week. And sounds like it'll be very festive and a lot of things to do.
Yeah, a lot goes on.
Like you have said, you know, if you can have a group like Lions that is positive and uplifting and they can help organize events, I think it just helps strengthen the community in general. And all of us at times have heard or maybe even said at times, you know, why doesn't someone do this? Or it'd be great if this would happen, but yet it takes a group like yours that steps forward and rather than talk about it, puts some things in place. And so anyway, sounds very exciting and good luck with your membership drive because you have to be aggressive on that to make it happen, but it keeps from falling back also.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd like you to share just a few things that you're going to have at your festivity coming up.
So
Mhm.
so there is food throughout the day. And we were mentioning earlier, it's kind of hard to get vendors that time of year. That's a busy time of year if you're a food vendor.
Sure.
I don't even know what's all going on. The parade's at 4:30. I know that. We kind of officially start. There's a school class doing a breakfast. There's games, the car show. That probably starts about 8 or 9. That's through the morning, early afternoon. We have a group, a ventriloquist coming. He's going to perform at 7.
Oh, wow.
And I don't remember his name, but he's from Wichita. He's kind of a comedian. So those are always well received. And there's games for kids, face painting, that type of stuff. So
You said something like zip lining too?
oh yeah, the zip line, and it's big, and I won't get on it because I'm not that brave. And everything's,
Yeah.
so what we do, the committee raises money throughout the year. So all of our kids' stuff is free. Everything's free except for the food, obviously. But you know, you can bring your family, and we even have free bottled water.
wow.
So you can bring your family if you're a young family and not spend any money.
That's
Which is great. So
absolutely.
we're always pushing fundraising and we have pretty good sponsors.
Yeah.
That's another thing I'm trying to increase. The parade's at 4:30. We're getting more entrants. So it's a pretty good parade.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, for a town of 350 people, there's a lot going on that.
And roughly the numbers, give us the numbers you usually participate as far as people showing.
I was told there's 2,000 to 3,000 people in Hope that day. I have no idea. That is not a scientific number. That's just somebody's opinion, but I'm in charge of the beer tent. So I have my area and I help with the museum and the Lions Club. So I don't know because I don't get around and walk around during the day. But there are a lot of people. There's a lot of people, you know, I don't know 3/4 of the people there.
Well,
It's a good thing for the community.
sure.
That's for you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, Tom, thank you and congratulations and best wishes. Hope you have a nice crisp autumn day and
Yeah, you don't want it to be
a
too
bit of
hot.
sunshine
Don't
and
want it to be too cold.
that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. I can stay, but I do have to get back to work. So
I understand.
appreciate the time.
People do. They just do their proclamation
I gotta-
and move
I
on.
can generate that tax revenue, so.
Thank you.
And thank you for your comments on our roads. Okay, the next item we have on the agenda, this would be the time for public comments. And there are some people online.
I do have,
If there's anyone that would want to make a comment or,
I have rules to read first.
okay, yes. And before we get to that part, we do have our reading that we'll have here.
Per the Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4317 and 75-4318A, as the elected board, the county commission is not allowed to meet or make any decisions without posting the meeting. They are only allowed to act on items on the agenda which they set. During their regular meeting, the county commission may allow for public comments on items not listed on the approved agenda. If you wish to provide comments, please come forward to the podium and state your name and address. If you are online, raise your hand and we will unmute you. State your name and address, please. Each person may speak for 3 minutes. The allotted time will start after the speaker has given his or her name and address. Public comments shall be addressed to the county commission only and not to the speaker or the audience. Only the county commission will be permitted to ask the speaker questions. The public comment period is not a back and forth discussion with the county commission. You should make your views and input known to them, but it is not a time to ask questions. You should not expect them to respond to your comments. Comments may express support or agreement with the previous speakers, but in the interest of time, please do not repeat the same information. You may state something to the effect of your name and address, and I agree with the previous speaker. It is important to maintain a respectful, non-threatening atmosphere for anyone who would like to speak. Please do not engage in such actions as cheering, booing, clapping, insults, threats, etc.
Okay, thank you. And I know there's a similar type reading or information that goes out to, that's kind of the standard mode of operation now for cities and counties throughout Kansas. So,
There's nobody online with their hand raised.
okay. So we do not have any public comments at this particular meeting. We will go to the next item. This is the report of county officers. Our county administrator, Janelle Dockendorf, you're up.
Commissioners, we purchased diesel fuel this week. We received 3 bids. First from Robson at $2.73, Stat Brothers at $2.78, and MKC at $2.83. So Robson was awarded the bid. Prices, as we commented before in the study session, that's very good, and we're pleased with that. And as Ron noted, we had the K-Work inspection of the Highway Environmental Services Departments, and we passed. And there's a large number of items that they look at and review to make sure that we're safely performing the work or the work area is safe. So it's very important that we have passed this, and it speaks very well of our employees.
Yeah.
The county website is progressing well. We have a tentative go live date of August 29th. The appraiser's office are out collecting sales data as per statute. And then our county appraiser will attend the North Central Regional Association of Assessing Officers next week in Nebraska. With the rains that we've had, the highway department is out blading the roads. They also repaired a bridge deck that was damaged in the 800 block of Daisy Road. Fortunately, we were able to take care of that pretty quickly. Martin advised this morning that the contractor will start the paint striping of the new paving shortly. They were in Leavenworth County and will be moving this way. And the highway department is also training the City of Abilene Public Works Department on the Durapatching machine. So kind of sharing our resources there with them. We've completed repairs, or in the process of completing repairs to the roof at the Texas Street building and environmental services. We had some wind damage or high winds come through, and they're just going back through and making sure that the roof is in good shape and tightening everything down. And then also repairs to the area, the ham scales are being completed. And that's permanently installing those concrete blocks that are back there around that for safety as well. EMS attended the Navarre Community Pancake Feed this past weekend and had a good time. Pancakes are good. We have a PBZ board meeting tonight at 7 p.m. in the courthouse basement meeting room. And next week, Marcus will present the fiscal 2025 budget hearing on the 22nd at 11:05 a.m. That's all I have right now.
Okay, thank you.
No, too.
Any questions?
Questions?
Our county councilor, Doug Thompson.
Thank you. What I'm working on right now is the past due tax reports in regards to real estate. And I'm waiting for the title company to give me the list of individuals and properties that are delinquent in regards to the taxes so that we can have a tax sale by the end of this year, if at all possible. And so I expect to have that report in about 2 weeks' time. And from there, then we'll begin to move forward, sending out notice. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our county clerk, Jeannie Livingston.
I just wanted to report that our audit has not been approved by the state and we are working on that. The canvas will be held on Monday,
The 19th.
19th at 9 a.m. here at the courthouse basement meeting room. And that's all I have to report.
Okay. So you'll be downstairs rather than our regular meeting room here because,
Municipal court is held on
Municipal court.
Mondays.
okay.
Yes.
And the public is invited to observe, but it's not a participation type.
Correct. There's no interaction.
To focus on what we're doing in the county. And then Jeannie, you'll be here, or Jennifer, or both of you to direct our, have the agenda for that.
Yes, there will be a agenda.
So kind of a standard procedural approach there. Okay. Any questions? Otherwise, Ron, or
No questions.
moving on, notices and communications. We just have a few things here. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment, KDHE, gives notification anytime that there are any control permits that are ag related. And they do this for everywhere across the state. But we have been notified, and this is just a renewal of a permit. It's Kansas permit for Kim and Nancy Garacki. That is, they have an operation in Hope, Kansas area. So it is in regards to, they have an existing facility of 85 head of cattle, 119 units total, and cattle weighing less than 700 pounds. And so anyway, it's been approved for the waste management plan that is on file with KDHE. And we also have a magazine, the Kansas Prosecutor. And so we have that for review. We also received information from Bob and Kay Hoffman. And this was an article that they wanted us to be aware of and read. And it had to do with an incident in Lincoln County News reported for Chandler, Oklahoma. And it had to do with insurance coverage, who is responsible on insurance in case there happens to be damage. And of course, there's many factors such as acts of God or wind or storms or if it's, just any other area. So we have that for our review. We also had notification from the governing body of Liberty Township in Dickinson County, and they want to request and close and abandon a half-mile section on 1300. And so we've been notified of that, and then we'll do the proper steps and procedures to consider that, and that would be at a future meeting.
Yes. And
And it's good to get the request from them because it gives us a chance to take a look at it, but also to make sure that any other property owners would that are impacted have proper notification, and we have guidelines on that. And
there was a news article too that I had made a copy of that Pam Wells had sent as well.
okay. And okay, so we have that from Pam Wells.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything else or any notices or communications? I will mention earlier this morning, Jeannie Livingston spoke to us as county clerk, as the audit procedures and communications with the Secretary of State's office and the procedures we're following on that. We also had Marcia Schneider in here with Human Resources, and she gave us an update on some of the openings and changes that we've had. We've had a few people transfer, and then we had a few openings, and then we also have some positions that have been filled. And I do appreciate her approach in that until it actually happens, but we do have target dates of when people will start their employment with us, say in September and so on. So appreciate the work that she's done. Are there any other notices and communications?
I believe so.
We do not have any resolutions today. We do not have any other unfinished business. Is there any other business to bring before the commission? Since there is, we do not have any additional business, I would move that we adjourn.
I'll second it.
We have the motion and the second to adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.